Welcome to the first player analysis of 2020. So I'm Max from the All Black fan page, and today we're going to be going through the player analysis I've made for Ardie Savea. So Ardie began his career for the All Blacks in 2016 and has since played more than 40 tests. And last year he was a nominee for World Rugby Player of the Year. It's a nomination that his brother Julian Savea had also previously received, and so clearly Ardie is a brilliant rugby player. So I've got some statistics from Super Rugby Aotearoa, and I've also got stats from the first two Bledisloes of 2020 for us to run through about Ardie. I'm going to be playing some clips of Ardie playing a few games, just so we can kind of get a feel for the way he plays as I'm spouting all these statistics and reasons why he's such a brilliant athlete. So firstly, I've got statistics from Super Rugby Aotearoa, and we're going to go through his stats for attack. So he made an average gain of 3.1 meters per carry. He made 186 meters off 60 runs. He beat 11 defenders, made 3 clean breaks, 49 passes, believe it or not, and 7 try assists. These stats were retrieved from the Rugby Pass Index over at Rugby Pass. I'll link to that in the description. So Ardie's not your typical kind of flanker like a Richie McCaw or Sam Warburton. Although he's learned a couple things from their playing style, Ardie has, well, let's be real, he has a bit of a tendency to run the ball a bit more often than your average 7, which is why nowadays he's been playing more like a number 8 and is therefore shifted to that jersey. Ardie's not just your kind of typical tackler, turnover maker, all that kind of stuff. Ardie's actually more the kind of guy that you're going to rely on to carry the ball, and that kind of shows with these statistics over here. Ardie also used to play at centre back in high school, so nowadays Ardie still has the skills to get on that world stage, deliver like a back, while also doing his core roles. Which brings us over to his defence. As I was saying, although he does play more like a centre every now and again, he does do the basics of being a number 7 and 8, and he made 94% of his tackles in Super Rugby Aotearoa, missing only 5, which means he made 75 tackles overall. He didn't reach the top of the tackles lists, but because he plays for the Hurricanes, it's more of a team that tries to keep things in the backs, as in the past they've never had the best forward pack in the world. That's improving nowadays, but the Hurricanes are the Hurricanes and they like to keep things more on the backs. Ardie also only won 1 turnover in Super Rugby Aotearoa, which is, I guess, symbolism of his move to number 8. He did concede 3 turnovers as well, but that's just how it goes in the game. You can't keep them all, eh? Discipline. Now, he only conceded 6 penalties. Although he is a loose forward, he's got incredibly good discipline, with the exception of that 1 yellow card he did get through the season, but there was actually only the first yellow card of his professional career, as far as anybody can find. Now for the first Bledisloe, now that was a bit of a rainy game, so it's not going to tell you everything you need to know about Savea, but what it is going to tell you is that he was one of the few bright lights for either side. Both teams had quite a lot of average performances throughout the various jerseys on the field. I was actually at the game, and Ardie was definitely one of the bright shining lights for New Zealand, as he always is. So Ardie made 13 meters off 6 runs for an average gain of 2.2 meters. He didn't beat any defenders or make any clean breaks. He did make 2 passes though, and on the RPI index it does say he made 1 try assist. I'm not sure where they're getting that from, but he did win 2 turnovers, so maybe they're counting one of those 2 turnovers as a try assist. Speaking of his defense, he made 8 tackles, but he didn't miss any, which is amazing and something you've really got to give credit to when you're going at the higher levels. As the game gets faster and faster, it's harder and harder to make all your tackles, so credit to Savea for making all those tackles. And he only conceded 1 penalty in that game as well, which is very important because when you're playing in the rain, it's not the easiest. Now for the second Bledisloe, Savea scored a try. He made 33 meters off 8 runs for an average gain of 4.1 meters. He beat 4 defenders, no clean breaks though. However, he did make 6 passes, no try assists. So because that game was in Auckland, it was much more of a free-flowing game, and while Savea was able to do those basics of a number 8, he was also able to get out there and be a centre in the loose. That's just Ardie for you. He does everything. He's everywhere. On his defense, he made 12 tackles. He did not miss any. He didn't win any turnovers or concede any, though, which kind of speaks volumes about the differences the two Bledisloes were played. One was a wet, miserable game, and I wish I could get a refund for that. However, the one up in Auckland was much more of a running game made for the backs, as signified by Ardie and by Caleb Clark. Personally, I would give Ardie man of the match for that game, as he also only conceded 1 penalty. So the analysis that I've provided about Ardie kind of gives you the idea. He's that flanker that kind of knows when and when not to compete for the ball, much like Richie McCaw or Sam Warburton. But because he just does have that tendency to float a wee bit wider, he doesn't make as many turnovers as them. But on the bright side, he doesn't concede a lot of penalties. And obviously, quite a lot of penalties conceded in the modern game are by forwards. So we have to give credit for Ardie for sticking to his discipline and getting the job done for his team. He's a bit of a team man as well, as shown by the fact that he's played for the Hurricanes for the last 6 or so years and is still signed on till 2021, and I'm absolutely sure that he will re-sign because he is a team man. So that's my player analysis for Ardie Savea, one of the best players in the world. Thank you for the other page manager at the All Black fan page, Michaela. She wrote a bit of a script for this, and she's also going to be editing the video. So thanks a lot, Michaela, and thanks a lot to everyone for watching. Great to see all these All Black fans giving us a follow over on Instagram. This is the first YouTube video for our channel, and we're going to be doing quite a lot of more player analysis kind of type videos. The next one's going to be on who is the best loose head prop in New Zealand. So make sure you give us a like, hit down below to subscribe, and of course support us on Patreon. This is Max from the All Black fan page, and I'm signing out.